blissful world. Here is another update from Ukraine, from a perspective of an average citizen, a young mom, and her precious fur baby, who is now sleeping sound playing on her stroller and is likely to be attacked by that crow. I don't know, that bird looks suspicious to me, but I'm gonna supervise this scene and make sure everything is alright. So this update is a very mom update. I'm having one of those mornings, when things go funny. Yeah, and I just wanted to share it with you. So I'm not alone in this blissful moments. So yeah, it's gonna be my partner. Must be fed up with saying just me, Mr. Crow. My flying assistant. Lovely, lovely. So the morning did not go by plan. Molly took forever. Molly, Mia, my other child. Not the fluffy one, the one whose butt is the least fluffy. Mia, my human baby, took forever to settle down and failed to fall asleep. When she was supposed to. She was supposed to fall asleep at about 9:30ish, and at 9:30ish we had a super major breakdown in her stroller. She always takes naps in strollers. And so she was crying, tears just, flooding her. And I resorted to picking her up, which I knew was a questionable decision because then it's actually impossible to put her back there. And yeah, so I picked her up, and I knew she was teething, so it was not just her throwing a tantrum or anything. She's too young for that. So of course she had some movie time, and then she was excited by a leafy tree next to me, and she was playing with it, and she was babbling, and she got quite happy for a while. I figured that she might have gotten bored in the stroller while being unable to calm down and fall asleep. So a little playtime was not a bad idea. Oh, how mistaken was I? Because putting her back was just an exercise which left me with even more gray hairs. I probably burned like 2,000 calories, and I just want to forget the way it happened because I never want to exercise my physical strength on my baby. I didn't want to. Now I may change my mind, but for now I do not want to abuse her physically in any way. I don't want to slap her. I do not want to hold her tightly. But there was no way. I gave it 3 attempts, trying to do it relatively peacefully. She would just arc her back, and I really had to press her down and strap her in by brutal force. Hated the moment emotionally. It is against my values that my baby was crying and she was all red, and I knew she was teething and tired and so on. So yeah, that thing was done. I was just worn out completely. So I stayed under the bench on the other side of the lake, on the other side, right there, because there was a lovely nut tree that offered us some shade for the both of us. And I was just resting, scrolling Instagram. I had no power or mood for my studies or work or anything. Had to cancel my lesson, by the way. I was supposed to have a lesson, to conduct a lesson while Mia was sleeping at about 9:30. Had to cancel last moment. Feeling very unprofessional. And I'm very, very grateful to have such understanding students, because this is getting out of hand, really, these cancellations. Awful, awful. Anyhow, I was resting, minding my own business, trying to regain some peace. And then a fucking hornet arrived. And I have a phobia. I have a phobia of insects, of all bugs, even of like tiny spiders. And hornet is at the top of my list, really. Ticks, because one gave me Lyme disease. many years ago, but I got it early, so everything is fine. And I know that ticks can, transmit diseases that can kill my dogs. Always taking precautions, very paranoid. So yeah, ticks. And the second point is fucking hornets. I freaking hate hornets. I'm terrified of hornets. So imagine me almost laying on the bench, having my backpack, my survival Mia's backpack, behind my back, also having my purse somewhere, laying casually nearby, having some baby puree for me, not for Mia, also on a bench, and my phone in my hand. So I have all of these little items scattered around. I have this hornet flying around my baby, and then you have me running around this bench, collecting my items one by one, while jumping back and forth with the stroller, and feeling like I am on the verge of death. So uh, I managed to throw everything in the stroller or hang something on my neck. I don't remember how it all went, but in the end, my fleeing moment was so extreme that I ended up ripping the strap of my shoe. So now I have a limping walk. But fortunately, I lost a shoe, not my leg. It would have been worse if I had ripped some ligament. But it's just a shoe, and it's a shame that it's almost a new shoe. Well, it's new for me. I got it at a secondhand store just a few days ago. They were cheap. That's good. Maybe my husband will be able to glue it back up. I don't know. He's a handyman. He may be able to help me, or may not. I do not know. So, I walked around this little lake. I walked here and I sat on a different bench at first. And as I was sitting there, I noticed a guy who was sitting on the other bench near mine. And I was rummaging through my purse, because I often have some surprising fun objects there. Don't ask me why, it just happens. And I was looking for something that could cheer me up. And I did find a candy. I was very happy to find the candy. And, I savored it. And once I glanced sideways, that guy looked at me very flirtatiously and offered me a waffle. he was eating waffles. And I was like, oh God, now, this moment, this freaking awful morning, there is also a guy who wants to pick me up. Well, I'm with a baby. And for a second I was annoyed, but then I figured, still got it, And that's a pleasant thought. But then I also figured that I might have interpreted it all wrong, because, whatever happens to you, you interpret usually in one way. You come to a conclusion. This happened because of this, or he hates me, he loves me, she, it doesn't matter. But then I realized that there could be another explanation. Maybe I just looked like such a hungry piece of mess that he was like, oh God, maybe she really needs a waffle, just to sustain her life. So I do not know, but anyhow, it makes me hopeful. It makes me hopeful. I know that whatever happens, Mia and I either can be picked up by someone who wants to, feed us, or yeah, I've lost my thought, but you got it. It's good that we look miserable enough that people want to feed us. This is amazing, because I did end up eating Mia's baby puree packaged, because I'm in no shape to go anywhere to find some proper food. Well, really, I just cannot have any of those hot dogs or croissants anymore. I need to figure something out. So maybe for a while I will be a baby puree girl. That's it, guys. Just one morning. It is about 11 a.m. now, I suppose. Mia is still sleeping. I guess she will wake up at about noon. She needs her rest. Her night's sleep was not quality at all because of stupid teething. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see where this day will take me further. But yeah, that's a fun story. Hope all of you have a good day. I'm gonna proceed with being careful, I guess. See ya.